Hello there. Yeah, you. How are you doing? Now, my name is Lashkan Lapsel, the academic unit coordinator of the prestigious WCF FUTA. Yeah, I know you have a lot of questions concerning academics. How balance academics with spiritual life? How do you do this? How do you do that? We are here to demystify all of that for you. I have someone here with me, just like the saying goes, follow no road. Someone who not just has results, but you can also see evidence in other areas. It wasn't like one area ate up the other, spiritually, financially, and academically as well. So please stay tuned. Now, keep your questions coming, but don't worry, they'll all be answered. So let him introduce himself. Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Ifeoluwa Akine, and I'm an alumnus of FUTA.
As president of WCF FUTA. So not to take too much time, I'll just go straight up to the questions. Now, a question that a lot of us students have is the fact that how do we balance our life? Like, how do we balance our academic life, our spiritual life, financial life, and all the likes? Before I let you answer that, there was one time you said something. You said academics or the school system does not just test your academic performance, it tests your ability to manage your time. So please, sir.
So when it comes to how we were able to balance, like how I was able to balance my time and each area was able to progress a bit, I would say you have to identify that time is a limited asset. Everybody has 24 hours in a day. And it's either you invest your time or you squander it. So the fundamentals of actually gaining results in different areas of life is to ensure that you use your time properly. So sometimes you have to prioritize, sometimes you have to ensure to create a to-do list. Okay, this is what I have to do this week and today, and you have to ensure that you do them. So those are just like the fundamentals of how I was able to balance it.
You said that stood out for me is the fact that I said time is a limited commodity. So we must understand that. Wow, that struck me. Now, not to take too much time, the second question. Papa, Godson Bishop David says, we fly by instructions. Now, there were certain things you knew that many others didn't know concerning your reading habits, probably your techniques, like certain instructions, probably self-giving that drove you. Like, what I'm simply saying is, those secret little hacks that you had. Is there anything like that I want to share with us?
There are two things that I would say fundamentally. Number one is that learning is a skill. And number two is that you must learn how to learn. So, because in learning, you have things like active recall, you have things like spaced repetition, you have Feynman technique, and the rest of them. So, some of those things are what you use that helps you to be able to actually navigate reading, understanding, and application properly.
One thing that is really bothering me is the fact that I'm in my fourth year in school, and I'm just learning that I need to learn to learn. Oh, wow, that's a lot. But that goes to show the amount of sacrifices people are willing to make in order to improve their learning skills. Now, I'll move on to the next question. And next question is something I can really relate with personally. Simply put, how do you deal with moments of low motivation? Because probably you could start energetic, you could start with a lot of passion that you are going to be the best and this and that, but you can't always continue with that emotional high, if I can put it that way. How do you handle such and ensure that even in your low moments, you still make progress?
Success does not care about whether you are motivated or not. That's the truth about it. Like, success does not care whether you are motivated or not. So you have to create systems that allows you to progress regardless of how you feel per time. It does not really matter how you feel, but it still matters because you have to be careful about your mental health and the rest of them. So, but it bothers around, okay, why are you feeling less motivated? This is that you don't just feel like doing it. That's another thing. Or maybe, okay, is distressing, there's stress and the rest of them. But as I said earlier, success is not really concerned about how you feel or whether you're motivated. So that's why you hear, there's a saying that says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So it's a system that you put in place that actually matters whether you would achieve excellence or not.
Sense doesn't really care about how you feel. But now we are in a world that is highly distracted, social media, friends, and many other activities. How do you ensure, what kind of structures can we set, or did you set rather, to ensure you remain focused and you kept on putting necessary effort required?
A few of those structures has to do that you must read regularly. So that means you have to read. It depends on how much and how well you can read. So, but you must read weekly, and sometimes you need to read as little as 3 times a week, and as much as if you can read 7 days a week. It's very much okay. And I used to give the analogy to students when we talk about academic excellence that when we resume now, here's something like 100 days to exam, 93 days to exam. I said if you read 1 hour for 100 days, that's 100 hours of reading. But you don't consider it in that way. But when it now comes to 2 weeks to exam, you now start back-to-back night class, trying to put in all the effort. But if you actually space out your reading, there's something, they said pressure is force over area.
Yes, sir.
So to reduce the pressure, what do you have to do? You just have to increase the area. So when I say increase the area, like you have to increase the amount of time put into that. So it will reduce the pressure of academic stress and the rest of them. So you just have to ensure you read consistently. So sometimes, if possible, we should 2 to 3 hours per day, and do it in such a way that you fix it that in times where it is, should I say, immovable. Like you cannot change those times. One of the things that restricts people from succeeding is the fact that the things that are important that they need to do daily, they leave it to the discretion of maybe when they feel like doing it. But beforehand, you can actually say, okay, by so time, I will do this. And you have to stick to it, regardless of, should I say, how you are feeling at that moment. Just start. By the time you start, you would enter the moment of reading and the rest of them. So that's one of the techniques also that we use.
So I think one thing that stood out for me is the fact that you didn't say it exactly like this, but it is actually wisdom. If you analyze certain structures, it's actually wisdom, and that will provoke you to want to do it. So like your illustration of pressure and area, wow, that blew my mind. My God, I've been studying physics, but I never saw that. Okay, now moving on to another question. What advice, or I don't know if you've been in such a scenario, but I've been, where your mindset, you can't really envision yourself performing excellently. So the issue is majorly from within, probably because of past experiences or something like that. How can one break out from such shell?
That you cannot really see yourself succeeding.
Yeah, probably you've tried before, you've put in the effort, and you are not getting the kind of results that you expected that the effort should have brought. But this time around, it has now become a mindset that you can't. Okay, for example, we have this declaration 5.0 is a done deal in fellowship during exam periods, and you can literally see some people laughing while they are saying it. Now, I know there's a point where you set realistic goals, but that just goes to show that some of us, we've come to the point where we've accepted defeats. So what's the way out?
When I was studying about learning how to learn, there are 2 types of mindset. There's fixed mindset and there's growth mindset. So fixed
mindset and
growth mindset. So fixed mindset is that your abilities are fixed and you can't really make changes if you put in efforts. So, and most of the times, people sometimes grow into that mindset in terms of when they put efforts and it does not justify the result they expect. They think that, there's nothing I can do again. But the truth about it is that one of the things I learned a few years ago that if you say you know something, and you're not giving you a result, that means you don't know it. If you think you are reading and you are still getting it, but that means you are not reading well, you are not reading enough. So most of the times, you have to highlight the inefficiencies in the things you are doing as a student. So you have to, in your class, people that are performing better, that you might need to approach them to know what exactly they are doing that is giving them good success. So that's just what I'll say as that.
Wow, thank you very much, sir. One of the things that you mentioned is the fact that I must recognize that if I'm not getting the results I want, it is because there's something I didn't do well enough, or there's something I didn't know. So I shouldn't come to that point where I feel circumstances have locked me in. Wow, that's amazing. Now, a very similar question to the previous question I asked. What is the advice you give someone who is coming from a very bad position academically? Maybe the person has had experiences of failure, or probably just mediocrity. And now the person is hearing this at this point. Is it too late? Or what changes could be made? What advice would you dish out to someone like that.
It's never too late. And considering some of like the experiences I've had while I was an undergraduate, there were people that were not like the smartest by the time they were entering, but they graduated with a very like graduated with best class. So I think majorly has to do with number one, don't give up. Number two, have a both mindset. Believe that with your efforts and with putting in that effort, like not just putting in effort. It says the labor of the fool wearies them, but they don't know how to go into this. So by putting in the right effort, you must be intentional about learning the right effort and have it in mind that you want to succeed. Like sometimes I see success boils down to two things, like desire and diligence. Have the desire to succeed, then go on in like diligently to ensure that you succeed. So have that desire. Don't be defeated in your mind. Like, okay, I want to do this. Then with the right effort, you can actually get it. And by the time you keep on, you eventually shall turn out your vital scripts. And don't forget to pray as well.
Wow. Now we've come to the very last question. And this is a very crucial question for me because it's something that I look at and I'm like, how on earth is this possible? Coming from a history or with a track record of success, there's a very large probability that one does not continue that. Probably because the passion dies down or one issue or the other. There's something they call quality control rights that companies have where the product remains as top-notch as it was at the beginning. How is that possible?
So you think you're talking about something like frequency maintenance?
Yeah.
I don't even put academic grade. How do you sustain it?
Or probably even keep it ever rising. And it's not just one time something.
If you stop doing what you were doing that made you to succeed, you would drop off.
Now move your
and if you don't keep on learning on how to improve your craft. So I think when I was an undergraduate,
we are coming to your shoes very soon.
So there's this nice research I call academic retreats at the beginning of the semester. So for a day or two, I'll just gather some academic symposium from previous semesters, not just from the fellowship alone, from other fellowships as well, and try to listen to them. So then I see, okay, which points did I not do so well last semester, and how can I improve on those things? So that's how you can maintain frequency.
Not just frequency in the aspect of activities now, because I've learned a couple of things from what we said. But how do you maintain this frequency from this passion? What keeps the passion going? Because you could get satisfied. How is that possible?
To sustain your passion, always remember why you started. If you started with a strong why, it will show. There are different reasons why people want to succeed academically. But if you have that strong why, you can remember why you started. That keeps your passion alive.
Wow. Been an amazing blessing to us. From the very first question down to this particular question, I've been having nuggets upon nuggets. So just before we let you go, is there anything on your mind that you'd love to share with us? Probably something we've not touched, sir.
I know they share anything. Watch out for part 6.
It has been such an amazing session. Thank you very much, sir. We are very grateful. And to you, my beloved viewers, I'm sure you've gained a whole lot. Now it's left to you. The ball is now in your court. Make sure you practice what you've learned. And very soon, you'll be the one speaking with your results. Thank you very much and see you next time.